Hello and welcome to the third lesson of Towle Tutoring. I'm Towle. Today we'll be discussing the derivative and what they don't tell you. Okay, so the derivative formula, for those who don't know, is the limit as h approaches 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. Now this formula looks pretty ugly and unfriendly, but really it's just a variation on a formula that hopefully we all know if we're at the calculus level, and that is the slope formula. And let me explain to you why. What h is basically the difference in x values. So if you take x plus the difference in the x values, you'll get a new x value. And so if you plug that new x value into the function, you'll get a new y value. We'll call that y2. That's y1. That's your initial x value before you added the difference. So really you can write it as y2 minus y1. Now, where does the h come from? Well, now we know that this is going to be a new x value, this x plus h, and this is the original x value, so x1, x2. So, and say we have x plus h. Now the slope formula would actually be x plus h minus x, since that's our first x, that's our second x. But if we actually do this out, we get the x's cancel, so we just get h on the bottom. And that's where the h comes from. So hopefully this helps. It's really not a different formula, it's really just slope. And this is what's saying, well, what happens if the difference in x approaches, the difference in the x values approaches gets smaller and smaller and smaller, so your estimate gets better and better of an instantaneous slope at a point. So really that's where this comes from, is the slope formula. And what happens when the new x2 gets really, really close to x1. And that's what basically all it's saying. Hopefully this helps you understand it. I'll write it in its really long, not really long, it's just the denominator is longer because it's expanded. Basically, you can think of the formula as the limit as h goes to 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x all over x plus h minus x. And now that looks really close to the slope formula, since this is x2, y2, x1, y1. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully this explained it a little better than they usually do in your math class. I hope to see you all again in lesson 4. Until then, have a good day.